It was a result that virtually no one predicted. Nevertheless, Sean Strickland pulled it off, winning what was mostly a kickboxing bout, and not only winning, but if you look at the fight stats, Strickland outlanded Adesanya 85 to 22 on headshots. The result comes as both a vindication to Strickland's fighting style, and you could say also a vindication of his training methods. Looking at Strickland's fighting style, some people have called it a type of Wing Chun style, as there is a lot of focus on the center line. Other people have called it a very boxing focused style, as he assumes Philly shell style arm position between and during exchanges. Whatever you want to call it, Strickland broke new ground, as there has never been a champion in a major MMA promotion such as the UFC or Pride who has fought using such a style. The first thing you notice about Strickland's style is that he stands very tall with the roughly even weight distribution between both legs. From this perspective, Strickland's style emulates that of a traditional Muay Thai fighter. The difference between Strickland and a guy from a Muay Thai background is that Strickland uses a very boxing focused attack, as opposed to posting on one leg to throw a kick or a knee. So coming into the title shot with a 62% takedown defense rate, Strickland had a better takedown defense rate than you might think from his stance due to his boxing focused attack. Having a stance with even weight distribution between both legs allows Strickland to be light on both legs, which allowed him to defend Adesanya's kicks. Before the fight, I thought the liver kick from the southpaw stance was going to be a major thorn in Strickland's side. As it turns out, after Strickland caught a kick early, Adesanya had virtually no success with this technique. Going into the fight, some people were critical of Strickland as he was seen as primarily a boxer with little head movement. It has been seen before in MMA that head movement can get you in trouble against a good kicker. If you look historically at kickboxing, there are several examples. In this sense, I think it would be fair to Strickland to say that he's perfected a genuinely unique and effective style of MMA striking that relies on frames and parries for defense, as well as the shoulder roll. I've talked before on this channel about how deeper stances allow you to generate more punching power. If you look at Strickland's recent fights, I think it would be true to say that he's not the biggest power puncher. That said, he did have enough power to hurt Adesanya. He's also very effective at targeting the chin, and doesn't just target the face indiscriminately. One thing Strickland's upright stance and marching movements do allow is a very energy-efficient movement style. Strickland has gone 25 minutes in 5 out of his last 7 fights, and it seems the upright style has become an adaptation to these longer fights. With that being said, with talk of an immediate rematch, the question is, would anything go any different between these two a second time around? The only thing that looked a bit different to me from Adesanya was his physical size. Strickland is a former welterweight, and I was expecting Adesanya to look bigger next to him, but if anything, Strickland looked bigger. The way the fight played out, I'm inclined to make Strickland a favourite a second time around. Coming into the fight, many such as myself saw Strickland as a boxing-focused striker. As it turns out, he is a boxer with elite kick defense. Whilst having the stance to check kicks with both legs is one thing, actually seeing the kick early enough and then bringing the right leg through the extra distance to check is a different matter. Looking at the wider MMA landscape, Kamaru Usman's stock may have risen on the back of this, as you could argue he beat a closer to prime version of Sean Strickland, although that was before his style became quite so idiosyncratic. On a closing note to this video, I'm going to say it has taken 30 years of MMA to see a fighter win a world title with a style like Sean Strickland. Although you can say every fighter is unique on some level if you look deep enough, Strickland's style is more than a little different. In my opinion, it won't take another 30 years before there is a champion who also uses a style like Sean Strickland. I would look to Leon Edwards as a champion who Strickland matches up very well against, and I believe there will be more in the future.